Welcome on this fine fall morning. I love fall. Fall is very great. It is where everything is nice and cool, but the downside is I can't breathe during any of it. So the old Volvo is running and driving around with the whole gas tank under the hood, the whole distributor right here. I'm gonna make another brace to go from like this bolt hole or something over to there, just so that it doesn't want to rotate, because what happens is the plastic expands greater than the metal or the aluminum, so then it loosens up and it rotates and the chain gets sloppy. So like right now, that's exactly where the chain needs to be. But what happens is this gets sloppy, this rotates, and then it loses, or it rotates, it advances, and then it loses timing. It advances its timing. So it's not the greatest, and then it's inconsistent. So yeah, I'll be making another bracket go from here to there. But today, oh yeah, and take a look at these motor mounts. So here I am, I'm barely gonna shake the car. I guess it is in park. Yeah, motor mounts are junk. I'm pretty sure I had that in the last video. Yeah, today is going to be the day where we take this schematic and these 5 wires, starting off with 3 of them, see how far it gets. I'm gonna cut them and going to hook them up to their own switches. As you can tell, all of these switches are still, or they have their own ground to them. I'm gonna go ahead and set it down. Now all of these switches still have their own ground, so it'll just be a matter of making a circuit where I cut it up here at the TCM, I run that wire to my switch. I have the switches on their own panel so that all the grounds, just ground on all 3 switches, and then to the, I'm just gonna go to the stereo ground, which is right there dangling, not being used. And then for the power, just feed it power, boom, 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 bop. So I have the lights on the switches, and then it'll just connect to the switches so that I can have my light up switches. I control the solenoids so that I know which gear I'm in by which one is lit up, by which ones are lit up. Make sense? It does to me, at least. I don't think solenoids carry a high enough current to exactly worry about it, so I'm not going to worry about it too much, worry about making it a relayed circuit. But sitting over here in a pile of stuff, because I live in my cars, even though I only drove it for one night, these are the switches I'm going to be using. I'm kind of tempted to take these switches and kind of like make them into a shift knob. Oh, I'm looking down there. I'm kind of tempted to take these switches and make them into a shift knob so that I can just, oh, actually, I'm going to do that. Because then it's ergonomic. I know what switches I'm hitting by the movement of my thumb. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make it into a shift knob by using, most likely, or just super gluing. No, I don't think I'm going to use that. Yeah. And then I'll just do it so that I push down the whole thing to change gears for the rod. Genius. I wonder if I can have my boy Derek print something off. I'm gonna do that. Awesome. But anyway, I'm gonna worry about the positioning of the switches later. I'm just gonna hold them in my hand as I'm driving and just, I have the sequence memories too. It's First gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. And then you just work down the line. Back to first. Brilliant? Probably not. Got a brake? Maybe. Alright, so cracking open the bottom of the dashboard here and trying to put this flashlight so it doesn't roll and blind me, but it still gives enough light for the GoPro. I hate that light. It's great if you have something to stick it to, but I never do. There's the TCM. There's the TCM. There's the ECU. I don't need the ECU anymore, but I'm not after that. I'm after you. So, okay. All the ones I need look like they're on the bigger plug, so I'm gonna take the bigger plug and plug this one out somehow. There's just a clip, bada bada bing. Cool, there's my plugs. You're looking over there. Cool, there's my plugs. Now, all I'm gonna do is find I'm gonna start off with the 3 wires, but I'm gonna find the 3 wires I need, and I'm gonna start with those.
Early the next morning.
Welcome back to day number 2 working on this thing. I was called into work. I can't say early. I had to go to work an hour earlier than I thought I did. The schedule always changes, and I am basically working all 14 days of my last 2 weeks. Don't work at O'Reilly's, kids. It's for some, not for all. Definitely not me. Anyway, so thus far I have switches that go click and click. Why am I looking at the steering wheel? I have switches that go click and click. Yeah, very pretty. I think I'm going to change this one to red so that they're both red. Just because it's so bright, it's obnoxious. See, like the red, it's fine. But the other one is just obnoxiously bright. But that's going to go... I should probably turn that off. That's annoying me. Anyway, so this goes here, just like meow. So that I have like kind of a shifter doodad, so I can, if that makes sense. It's so that it's not up here and I don't accidentally go from 4th to 1st and be like, whoops! Don't need that in my life. So, it's just gonna be a matter of taking these two and probably cutting a hole in the middle of this so it slides down and sits on that. I'm probably just going to trim that up or something so I can... So that's there. And then it'll just be a matter of... Bam, bop, bink, boom. And that was it. So the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Make sense? 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And then in reverse order. Okay, so I have one mystery solenoid hooked up because there's no information on this car. It's all by feel, which kind of sucks, but it's all by feel. So there's only one way to feel around, and that is to get some fluid flowing. So I think I got him first try. first gear. I haven't felt that gear in a while. And let's go in what I presume is second gear. Oh, cool. So I found first gear. That is for sure. Let me go ahead and mark that right now with the tape I set out earlier. You're going to be solenoid number 1. Written nicely in pen. Nice, clearly written out too, nice and curvy. I'm just gonna kind of put these wires all in a clump so that they're nice and tidy. Go ahead and put these two in some heat shrink, and that'll be that. Alrighty, so I got it all hooked up. Let's go ahead and... So this is the torque converter. That's torque converter lockup, supposedly. Let's go ahead and get her started up here. What? Oh. Alright, I got a loose battery connection. I don't know why I got scared by some sparks. It's only 12 volt. Anyway, go ahead and give her a whirl. Starts up nice and crisp. Wait for some of the 2050 to circulate around. Make sure my chain's nice and tight. Yeah, alrighty. So we're in first gear, supposedly. Shift her down into drive. Okay, so yeah, second gear works. Okay, cool. Torque converter probably locks up. I just gotta give it more time, but I don't want to burn up my puny little torque converter clutch. Oh, cool. What? I'm curious. And installed it. You know how long it's been since these tires have spun at all? Now I will say that's something Carl wouldn't even do with fuel injection. It wouldn't even spin them unless the tires were cooking. Preheated up, already doing donuts, tires were goopy. This is on a garage. I mean, sure, this is pretty smooth pavement. I was spinning them a little bit without water, and I laid some water down because, you know, it's idiot juice. And these are brand new tires, but they're also 195. It's an inline 6 with a 4-speed automatic. Give it a break. But that gets me excited. I now have at least first gear. It hasn't had first gear in almost half a year now. It does burnouts. Kinda does burnouts. I'm pretty sure if I took some timing away, it'll do them some better, because right now the timing is super advanced for driving down the road. Actually, I think I'll go and take some timing away right now, whenever I'm done with this. But Carl is back, baby! Now, I just need to do some more finagling with the fuel system. That'll be in the next video. The fuel system, I would prefer to use the gas tank in the butt end of the car rather than underneath the hood. And I won't put a hood on it because what if it catches on fire and I'm not able to see it? That's my reasoning behind it. So I won't be able to drive it outside for a few days because it's supposed to rain for the next few days. But yeah. Oh, Carl. Oh, Carl. You thought you could get away with not working. Not in this house. Oh, the posi track still works because the car kind of scooted over to the side there. You can see the tire marks kind of. I know this video was kind of long and drawn out, and so was the last one and every other video in this build series. But if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more Volvo content, I got some big plans for this old girl. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell there. I try to upload videos every other day, every 3 days. Every day is difficult because I have bad habits and I'm trying to break those. Just a little peek into my life that nobody cares about. But yeah, Carl the Carl the sedan, the Volvo is back in action and ready to go do some donuts. I'll go ahead and see y'all later.